Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger with me, Get Daved, in jail. So, Chrono was innocent, but they threw him in the slammer. Oh yeah, and they are going to execute him. If you're found innocent, you get a little sympathizer. Or a little thing from a sympathizer. There you go, 3 ethers. Those are worth money. Welcome to the trial, everybody. Do not go quietly into the night. Alright. If he won't quiet down... So good news, he's coming to beat me up. It's not going to go well. But in classic RPG fashion, they did overlook a certain detail. He is equipped with a steel katana. Duk. Blung. And they only have 60 hit points. So, Chrono dropped him like a boss. Can't get in there? We'll work on that later. We got all the time in the world. And for the record, you don't actually have to, you know, fight your way out and have a jailbreak. Spectacular placement by Dave. You can wait and they take you to a guillotine. But we'll talk about, you know, if I remember what happens. If I remember sort of mention it, I'll talk about what happens. Don't worry, it's just a spirit possessing some bones. Wonder if this guy died in here. Has your opinion of the Kingdom of Guardia changed a little bit? I hope so. So, this one didn't open all the way either. They have some pretty barbaric devices in here, though. But we'll chalk it up to the mix of medieval. Those enemies, I guess we could fight them. They have an interesting characteristic. We can drop them if we stab them in the back like that. Like true heroes. Mid potions restore 200 hit points, so they're delightful. So, Omnicrones. Actually, I forget if that's what he's called in this one. Oh, Gowler. He has like a super low hit rate, so the odds of us taking a hit are actually quite small. And it's interesting, in this game there's usually like 98% of the time, every attack hits. You never dodge anything, they never dodge anything. Crushing blow. Well, he was about to hit us, but we're fine. Alright, see ya. Wouldn't want to be your walk cycle. Okay, I'll fight just one, just so I can show you. There is one thing I kind of wanted to showcase later in the game. So you just want them to turn away. They have, I think, something like 60 hit points. If they look at you, or if they're behind their shields, you can't really hurt them. You can do just a few damage points, and I forget if they counterattack or not. I think we're gonna get in a fight on this bridge. Blast him! If you hold L and R, you can run and fight, but we're in one of the rare situations where you can't actually run away. If you button mash really quickly, you can actually drop that guy before he comes at you. Or having the bandana equipped, because that'll increase Chrono's speed. Speed does not naturally grow in this game. You have to find a speed capsule. There we go. Solid Snake. Okay, we had a bit of an accident. I'll showcase running away. Okay, I won't. It can't be done, we're in jail. It's Fritz and some Iron Maidens. No, let him die. He's probably a seditionist. Just like us. Okay. Recall we saw his father in the last episode, and a couple people wondering where he was. Gonna tell the process of how I found out about the game and everything in the last episode. Briefly. Because I think it's kind of a neat story. So, back in the day, these games were proportionally quite expensive. Especially compared to the amount of money I had available. But I was lucky enough to have a Super Nintendo and... ah, dang it. And a TV, so... I would try renting it, and I had a Nintendo Power subscription. And they would talk about... they had a segment called Epic Center. It's a play on Epicenter. And they would talk about RPGs that are, you know, coming out or already out and tips for them and everything. And Chrono Trigger factored into these very heavily. And I was a huge fan of Secret of Mana. And what was actually happening is Secret of Evermore was being developed, and so it was a sequel to Mana, and I was really excited about it. So I was watching it really closely, and then found out... oh no. Much to my disappointment. I think I may have... oh no. I know where I'm going now. Secret of Evermore was delayed. Its port to North America was delayed for a game called Chrono Trigger, which I'd seen a little bit about. Courtesy of Nintendo Power, but I didn't really know what to think. To me, it was the lame game that delayed Secret of Mana. Or Secret of Evermore, sorry. Which was the closest thing we were going to get for a long time. Closest thing to a sequel. This is how we get out all those treasures we were looking at before. 1,500 bone! And that super expensive sword. Hey, hey! 2 points stronger. You know what, the power goes up by 5, but our attack only went up by 2, thanks to that math I was talking about earlier. Anyway, I start getting excited about Chrono Trigger. See a little bit more stuff in Nintendo Power, I think it looks good, and the video store, because back in the day, you could rent games from the same places where you could rent movies. The video store had it, and they were always, like all the RPGs, they would only ever get one copy. They'd have like 50 copies of like that year's version of Madden, and then one Final Fantasy VI, and it would be impossible, or 3 as it was called, it'd be impossible to get the RPGs, so you had to reserve them, and I had it for a Friday right after school, and the games, you know, were supposed to be available at 5. And so at 2 o'clock, or at noon, I would phone them, and I was like, you know, is the game in? I reserved it. And they're like, no, we'll call you when it's in. And they would never call you, but whatever. And then at 2 o'clock I called again, same thing. 4 o'clock I called again, same thing. 6 o'clock I called again, and the guy was like, look, you've called like 5 times. And I was just, you know, some annoying kid. He's like, you've called 5 times, we'll call you when it's in. But it was 6 and it was supposed to be back, so I finally freaked out and despaired, and like, we went out, I don't know, I went out for a bit. Well, let's go back with this for a moment. Yeah, Luca came to rescue me. She would rescue you from the guillotine if you waited out your sentence. No, it's not my business. There we go. Self-repairing tank. Swords and pistols. Well, what are the odds? Well, we'll use that information, I think. It's kind of important to have Chrono at full HP. That's close enough, I say. And it's always good to save. And it's always good to try breaking out of prison as well, if you're unjustly accused. It's probably nothing, keep running. Oh, hi. You made that up. So, we'll be able to hit the head this way. It's probably not super beneficial, but you do a bit more damage, 25% more, but you can't crit. So, the math works out marginally better. It healed itself because we hit other areas. So now we lay into the head. I forget how much HP it has. It's also difficult. We can't really use our best abilities. We don't have Frog here. He would make this fight much easier. Again, Lucas filling in as a spot healer because, you know, it's who we got. Anyway, Chrono Trigger rental. So, yeah, I went out for a bit, I forget why. And we came back, and the video store had called back, and they're like, yeah, the game was returned late. You can have it. So, my father was courteous enough to drive me out to pick it up. And, played Chrono Trigger, and I just remember my mind being just completely blown. I think if we hit the wheels, we can dispel that energy. I'm not 100% sure. At this point, we're pretty much home free. I'm going to check and see if we can use fire now, because it claimed the head was generating a shield. No friendly fire. He's got kind of a nasty counterattack, so we need to be a little careful here. So let Chrono do the dirty work. There we go. And this is the Nintendo Power Magazine shot that I remember. There you go. See you later. It's a very Scooby-Doo moment. Hello. We're in kind of rough shape, but I think we'll be okay. Plow through. Quickly, storm the King's Chambers. You can't actually do it. They do that kind of regularly. Oh, there we go. He exits from above, which always seemed strange. King Guardia the 33rd, constantly manipulated by his advisor. Worm tongue. Before you were a person, you were a princess. Wow, I'm surprised she took such a similar line of reasoning. In the original, she said, "I despise you." You're losing your kids. Spent so much time being on the opposite side. Come along quietly. Never. Our only option is to take Marl hostage. Which was not here before. Something's looking out for us. That's fine. Time to go. One whispering one idea, the other. Move away from that young hoodlum. Oh, you don't give a crap about Marl. Marladia. To oblivion. Yeah, you're home free. Same place, different time. And the same patterns that we were seeing on the chests earlier. Well, when are we? I know the geography's changed quite a bit. This is roughly where there used to be a castle, so something's really changed the landscape. You know, ignoring the lack of vegetation and chronic thunderstorms. Welcome to Tran, everybody. Yeah, take what I've got. I have currency. A pocket blaster? We'll go for it. Seems a tad expensive, but... And so with a defense of 56, just to recap the math that we've gone over a couple times, Chrono's taking about 20% less than the absolute maximum amount of damage. Or pardon me, 30%. Even 35. So, you know, we're up to maybe a couple more points. The damage scale increases as the game gets on as well. Well, we have fire and little else. Welcome to Trandome, everybody. No evidence of a city. Won't do anything for your hungry, or for your hunger, pardon me. Yeah! But you're still just as hungry as before. Or as it used to say, but you're still hungry. Which, yeah, briefly became sort of a in-joke. You can always end any statement in the comments section with the word but you're still hungry, and I'll love you for it. Alright, Site 16. It looks like there used to be a city here. Nothing but ruins now. And in the next episode, we'll check it out. I'll see you there, everybody. Thanks for watching.